our reporter there who just got shot by a tear gas shell. This is unfortunate scenes coming in from the Shambhu border. Of course, India Today correspondents fearlessly reporting right from that border point. Extremely volatile situation. Things have gone out of hand with tear gas shells being fired repeatedly to disperse the crowds. Our correspondent, Satender, was one who was caught in that crossfire. He just has been, he's moved out of that spot. Very troubling scenes that's coming in from the Shambhu border, where we see constant firing from the police. These action-packed visuals that we're showing you on our screens here, turning out to be quite painful for many caught in that crossfire. One of them are reporters. India Today's Satender, who's just been shot by, he unfortunately was victim to one of the tear gas shells that's fallen on his face. He's rushed for cover. We're bringing you these live visuals. Our camera persons, our video journalists who are there fearlessly shooting these scenes. So we bring you these images live. Really salute to our correspondents for reporting right at that spot. Fearlessly bringing us every angle, unbiased report on what's happening at the border areas, with the farmers now clashing with the police, trying to push through the Delhi borders. They've been stopped with multiple barricading. The police there constantly firing tear gas shells to deter the farmers from venturing into the national capital, to in fact chase them away, send them back home. But farmers seem to be adamant. They are seated put, will not budge. They've said very clearly that they will remain seated in protest until the government decides to actually implement the MSP law. They won't budge until then. They've come very well prepared. It could be a long haul. 2021 to 22, the protests went on for nearly a year. The farmers' agitation went on for nearly a year, with the government finally relenting, deciding to reverse the law. The farmers' law was in fact the new farmers' law that was passed in the parliament, had to be dropped, with the centre deciding to quash it entirely owing to the farmers' protests. They were convinced. Finally, the farmers withdrew their protest after they were told that an MSP law will come soon. Though it hasn't yet been implemented, farmers now stepping up their agitation, demanding that that law come into place with immediate effect. They want a legal guarantee to the MSP. They want pensions for farmers now demanding pension. They want loan waivers and all the cases that were registered against them in 2021-22 to be dropped. Farmers really stepping up their agitation, and these images coming in from the Shambhu borders are unsettling. In fact, this was a Delhi Chalo protest that 200 farmer unions had planned, and they've already made their way towards border areas of Ambala, Shambhu, the Dabwali border, the Kanori Jind border. These are areas that are currently seeing huge numbers of farmers assembling, wanting to move towards the national capital, raise their demands. In fact, their demands are now out and clear. They want an MSP law. That's their primary demand. A minimum support price for their crops, a law that needs to be implemented that guarantees MSP to them. Apart from that, of course, pension, loan waiver, and cases against farmers that were registered in 21 to be dropped. Now we see that farmers, as they move towards the Shambhu border, they're right now right there. They're being asked to disperse, if not fall victim to that constant tear gas firing by the Delhi police. We know the last time around, nearly 750 farmers died in their continued agitation that went on for nearly 11 months. This time, we see clearly here that the farmers have come very well prepared to continue this for a much longer period. At least so they say. It's day one. We're seeing how day one has panned out. We're going to see how this really pans out in the next few days, because the police are quite stern this time that they're not going to let for any sit-in protests along the border areas. They've been, all the border areas to Delhi have been fully barricaded. Multiple barricades, be it concrete blocks, containers, barbed wires, nails that have been placed on all the border areas. In fact, fully sealed and packed the borders are right now, not allowing anyone to move into the border areas. And a month-long ban on any kind of gathering also has been imposed in Delhi too, also in Haryana. In 15 districts of Haryana, Section 144 has been put in place. So for the farmers, it's going to be a really tough task to actually push through the border areas. But they're willing to stay seated, will be right there until the government does not relent. That's what they say.